Hello everyone, this is Manjul and I will be presenting the topic for my capstone proposal, which is Anchored, an AR-based system for restricting app usage based on the user's environment. In today's world, one can perform many different tasks using smartphones, whether it is browsing the web, staying up to date with the news, or even interacting with our friends on social media. Everything is possible through one device. But with this convenience comes the challenge of overusing our smartphones. We tend to form addictive habits like mindlessly checking our phones frequently and without any concrete intentions, which causes us to get distracted from the task at hand. The overuse of social media apps and consuming large amounts of online content has also proved to be detrimental to our mental health, and it affects our social interactions in real life, which causes us to feel disconnected from our friends and loved ones. These challenges of overuse of smartphones has given rise to intentional non-use of them. Google even coined the term digital well-being to promote conscious use of smartphones through restrictive and blocking strategies. Even though there are large amounts of apps available on Google Play Store today, which help users to monitor and restrict their phone usage, these apps are heavily dependent on the user's willingness to deploy these apps in the first place. That is why they are not very effective. These apps also do not consider users' external context to employ restrictions, which can be an effective way to forego the dependency on the user. Keeping these limitations in mind, I want to answer the following research questions through this project. I want to see whether restricting smartphone apps based on the user's environment will be possible through augmented reality, and then how effective will such a system be for the formation of healthy phone use habits among its users. To inform the formation of a concrete base for my project, I performed a literature review of the prior research done in the field. And through it, I recognized three key areas of research which are the overarching themes found in all the research papers I read. The first one being, are restrictive strategies like app blockers and timers effective in reducing smartphone usage? A few evaluative studies have confirmed the effectiveness of such strategies in promoting limited usage and have also highlighted that users prefer to use these restrictions over other solutions which provide self-monitoring features. Other type of research has evaluated such strategies for behavior change and habit formation. A study emphasized the importance of conducting large-scale studies to effectively evaluate a system for behavior change. Similarly, for a system to be effective in habit formation, it should provide features which support trigger events and use reminders to reinforce motivation among the users. Context-based applications and their use of evaluations have also been studied. It was found through an organizational study that users tend to prefer solitary work environment which have fewer external interruptions. This result highlights the importance of users' environmental context in their working habits. Research has also been done on indoor localization to gather contextual data through the use of computer vision technologies to implement AR, and also inertial sensors housed inside almost all smartphones to capture users' movements. Based on these insights, I made the following decisions which build the base for my entire project. I decided to employ restrictive strategies to reduce app usage and test the effectiveness of my system through a longitudinal study with large scale deployment of my app. I thought of a procedure that would involve scanning an AR marker to launch a restricted app, which would act as a trigger event to facilitate habit formation. I also decided to base the app restrictions on the user's external context and to gather this context through AR based indoor localization techniques. I would be following the methodology to first develop an Android application and then testing its effectiveness through a user study. The app will provide a feature for scanning AR markers placed around the user's environment, as you can see in the figure. Based on these markers, some applications on the user's phone will be made available to use. These apps will only be accessed through their specific marker, which is placed in a particular context. The users can choose which context to place the markers in, as well as which apps to restrict to those contexts. For example, the user can choose to put an AR marker on their work desk and choose only the apps that they use for work to be shown through that marker. Similarly, they can place a marker on their couch and can choose social media apps to be made available when they are lounging there. The effectiveness of this system will be tested through a longitudinal study, where participants will use the app for a few hours in a day for around 2 weeks, and their phone usage data will be collected for the time that they use the system. I will be using a set of open source software available on GitHub as a part of repository of digital well-being experiments made available by Google Creative Labs. Having a base code for my application will help me expedite the development and also give me more time to learn and implement the AR features of the app, which I plan to do using AR Code Library, also provided by Google. This is the tentative timeline that I plan to follow for the general development of my application and the subsequent user testing. I'm also allotting a lot of time in the end to data analysis and prepare the report. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a nice day.